Did you know that even if you only have 6 vowel letters, the International Phonetic Alphabet hosts 20 unique vowel sounds? And we're going to talk about 2 of these very interesting sounds today. What's up? You're watching Tito Talks Non-Life Insurance Discussions English Mondays edition. Once again with your favorite Tito Miguel, who loves to make English discussions easier to understand for both agents and clients. Magandang Monday po sa inyong lahat. So happy that you guys are here with us for another session of English Mondays. Today, we're going to be tackling a very unique set of lessons which might catch a lot of people off guard or a lot of beginners off guard as well. And these are your vowel sounds. Wait a minute, Miguel. I'm not preparatory anymore. I know my vowels. You sure do, Miguel. But here's the funny thing. You do have a fixed set of vowel letters, but you do also have a larger set of vowel sounds. And it's very, very important to note that when it comes to spoken English, it's got a very stark difference from written English, primarily because English, per se, is not a phonetic language. Now, what does it mean when you say that English is not a phonetic language? Simply put, English is the type of language wherein when you read a particular word, it doesn't necessarily dictate how the word is going to be pronounced. Meaning, just because you see a letter A, just because you see a letter E, I, O, U in a word, that does not mean that that particular section of the word should be pronounced with that particular sound. You could see an A in a particular word, and you'll be surprised to know it shouldn't be pronounced with an A sound or any of the other variations of the A sound, including your diphthongs. That's what it means when we say that English is not a phonetic language. Therefore, we have to include the usage of the IPA, otherwise known as the International Phonetic Alphabet. Now, the International Phonetic Alphabet is a system of representing these sounds using certain symbols when words are being described, especially in the dictionary. Have you ever noticed when you looked up a word in a dictionary, you'll see the word itself spelled out as it should be. Following it immediately is a different looking spelling of the word with some strange symbols attached to it, some of which are enclosed in double forward slashes. Some of them have slight tails above their heads. Some of them look like inverted versions of other letters. These symbols comprise what we know as the International Phonetic Alphabet, which is a globally recognized system of how to produce sounds as we read them. So what you're basically looking at the dictionary is the word itself and how the word should be pronounced using the International Phonetic Alphabet symbols. You've actually encountered one of these symbols already in our earlier English lesson, which is the schwa. Let me link you right back up to that lesson over at the top, and let me link that lesson right down in the description as well. So the schwa looks like an inverted E, an inverted lowercase e, and that inverted lowercase e represents the sound of the schwa. And if you see that in the phoneticized version of the word, you'll know when to pronounce that sound and any other sound in the English language. Now, going back to our topic for today, we talked about vowel sounds. And like we said earlier, 6 vowels, but 20 vowel sounds. Yep, that's right. Now, don't worry. Tito's going to go over them in pairs so that you're not too intimidated by all of these vowel sounds. In fact, these vowel sounds have their own mini classifications. Now, these vowel sounds come in 3 different classifications. You've got your short vowel sounds, you've got your long vowel sounds, and you've got your diphthongs. Now, your diphthongs, which is the more complicated one of the 3, is simply a combination of 2 vowel sounds commonly strung together. And these 3 categories further subdivide into the 20 sounds that I mentioned earlier today. And for this lesson, we're going to talk about the short vowel sounds in the meantime. And under this category, you have 2 very popular sounds, the short I sound, which looks like that, And then you've also got the short E sound, which looks like that. Now, for starters, we all know that the short I and the short E are one of the more simpler types of sounds in the English language. And to give us a little bit of practice, let's go through some practice words then, shall we? Bed, bid, peck, pick, left, lift, lest, list, mess, miss, medal, middle. So as you can see, these minimal pairs reflect the difference between the sound, which is the short E sound, and the E sound, which is the short I sound. Now, while that may not sound too complex, you want to get very technical as to how these words or how these sounds are produced by the mouth. Now, on the more technical side, the short I sound is more technically known as the, get ready for this, the near close, near front, near closed, near front, unrounded vowel sound. What the This actually doesn't make it more complicated. In fact, it makes it more simple. When you say near mid, near front, that's describing the position of your tongue. So that means your tongue has to be near the top of your mouth and near the front of your teeth. And when you say unrounded, that refers to the shape of your lips when you're making the sound. So you don't make a rounded shape with your lips, you're actually stretching your lips when you make the short I sound. E. E. Notice that your tongue hovers closer to the top of your mouth, but not exactly touching your mouth as you make the sound. E. 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 Now let's try some insurance words so that you can put in some actual practice in there. E. Insurance. E. Investment. E. Interest. E. Installment. This one's going to catch you off guard. E. Deny. It's not deny, it's deny. Deny. Next we've got E. Misinterpretation. The I sound is after the M. E. Misinterpretation. And then finally, you've also got E. Renew. That's not an E sound. It's not an sound. It's not renew. It's renew. Renew. Sounds a little bit more complicated than it looks, doesn't it? Now, next off, you've also got your short sound or short E sound, which is pronounced as e. This time, on the technical end, the short E sound is known as the close, mid, front, unrounded vowel sound. What the Yeah, I know, it sounds a little bit complicated, but if you take a close look at the term here, and we'll repeat that for you, your close, mid, front, unrounded vowel, close, mid, same as the earlier one, but this time it's at the front. The tongue is moving towards the front of the mouth. So close, mid, front, unrounded, just the same as the short I sound. So as you can see, they have their own similarities. And if you'll notice, another stark difference is that your jaw tends to stiffen a little bit when you're making the short E sound, as opposed to the short I sound, E. You drop your jaw a little bit more. Now, to practice that, let's go over some practice insurance words. All right? Clientele. Investment. Agenda. Asset. Check. So as you can see, your jaw stiffens or drops a little when you create the sound. Now, while minimal pairs are enough to start the differences between these two sounds, let's go over some tongue twisters to add a little bit more challenge, shall we? Let's start off with some tongue twisters for the short E sound or the short I sound, E. And I'm going to display this on the screen, so do it along with Tito. 6 thick thistle sticks, 6 thick thistle sticks, 6 thick thistle sticks, 6 thick thistle sticks. You got to say that really, really fast. I think I did a pretty good job there. Now let's go to another tongue twister, which is for the short E sound. Eh. Now this one's a little bit longer, so you're going to have to stretch your patience with Tito. Ken said Ted meant to send the rent check, but left the check on the bench when he mended the fence. Now let's try that a little bit faster, shall we? Ken said Ted meant to send the rent check, but left the check on the bench when he mended the fence. Ken said Ted meant to... Ken said Ted meant to send the rent check, but left the check on the bench when he mended the fence. One more time, just slightly faster. Ken said Ted meant to send the rent check, but left the check on the bench when he mended the fence. Really, really nice. Really, really smooth. Really, really good. And with that being said, we're going to close off our lesson today, but let me just round that up for you if in case you didn't catch all that. Short I sound, E. E, symbolized by that. Short E sound, eh. Eh, symbolized by that symbol. So whenever you're taking a look at a dictionary or whenever you're trying to look up a word with which you are not familiar, besides looking up the definition on the dictionary, you should also look at the phonetic formation of the word or how it is pronounced using the IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet, using the various symbols there. Don't worry, as you go on with Tito during your next English Mondays lessons in the future, we'll be discussing and showing you the various symbols to these sounds so that you don't get lost. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson as much as I enjoyed delivering it to you guys. And once again, this is your favorite Tito Miguel saying I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.